So, is the United States education system really the epitome of scholastic excellence it claims to be? Let's take a moment to ponder on this question. The United States, the land of opportunity, where dreams are believed to come true, often touts its education system as a beacon of enlightenment. It's often viewed as a powerhouse of knowledge, a melting pot of diverse ideas, and a springboard for innovation. But is that really the case? You see, the perception painted is often rosier than the reality. When we peel back the layers of this glorious facade, the stark truth becomes apparent. The United States education system is like the perfect Instagram post. It's all filters and no substance. Now, don't misunderstand me. There are brilliant minds being molded within these hallowed halls of learning. But for every success story, there's an untold tale of failure, of opportunities lost, of dreams dashed. Our education system, in many ways, is failing us, and we're here to shed light on these less than stellar aspects. Our journey today will take us through the dark alleys of educational inequity, the towering skyscrapers of college debt, and the unending maze of misguided career aspirations. We'll explore the alarming statistics of where we rank amongst the world, the hardships of underpaid teachers, and the growing trend of aspiring to be social media influencers over engineers and doctors. We'll delve into the stark contrast between the perception and the reality of the U.S. education system. As we navigate this labyrinth, we'll uncover the inconvenient truths that many choose to ignore. And why are we doing this? To shake off complacency, to spark conversations, to inspire change. Because the first step towards solving a problem is acknowledging it. And boy, do we have a problem. So gear up, folks. It's time to take off those rose-colored glasses and see the U.S. education system for what it really is. An intricate, flawed, and deeply fascinating system that is in dire need of reform. Let's see if the U.S. education system is really making America great again, shall we? Did you know that the United States ranks 27th in the world for its education system? That's right, folks. Despite being the land of opportunity and innovation, we're trailing behind countries like Estonia and Poland when it comes to our education system. Let's start with student performance. According to the Program for International Student Assessment, or PISA, American 15-year-olds are just average in reading and science, and below average in mathematics. That's a bit of a reality check, isn't it? We're not even leading in the subjects that form the backbone of our digital and scientific age. And what about graduation rates? Well, fasten your seatbelts, because the news isn't much better there. While we've made some improvements over the years, the National Center for Education Statistics reports that our high school graduation rate is about 84%. That means 1 in every 6 students isn't making it through high school. Picture a classroom of 30 students. Now imagine 5 of those students not graduating. That's a sobering image, isn't it? But wait, there's more. When it comes to international rankings, we're not exactly hitting it out of the park either. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development ranks the United States 31st out of 79 countries in educational performance. That's right, folks. We're not even in the top third. These statistics aren't just numbers on a page. They represent real students with real futures, caught in an education system that is failing them. It's a system where teachers are underpaid, schools are underfunded, and students are underprepared for the challenges of the 21st century. So we're not exactly acing the global report card, are we? But don't worry, there's always room for improvement. After all, as the saying goes, the first step towards solving a problem is admitting that you have one. And boy, do we have a problem. Ever heard of the saying, you have to spend money to make money? Well, apparently our public schools haven't. You see, our education system seems to be stuck in a perpetual garage sale, where we're trying to impart knowledge on a shoestring budget. But let's not kid ourselves, quality education and financial resources go hand in hand. To put things into perspective, let's navigate the landscape of public school funding. The United States, a country that prides itself on being a global leader, ranks around the middle of the pack in terms of educational funding among developed countries. Now that's a statistic we didn't learn in school, did we? And where does this lack of funding leave us? Well, it's like trying to win a Formula One race with a bicycle. Our schools are pedaling as fast as they can, but without the necessary fuel, they're just not keeping up. The result? A declining academic performance that's as predictable as a rerun of a bad sitcom. Let's dive a little deeper. According to a report by the Education Law Center, half of the states in our country provide less funding to schools with a higher concentration of poverty. Now, that's like trying to douse a fire with gasoline. And then there are our classrooms. Ever wondered why some of them look like they're stuck in a time warp? That's because they are. Without the funds to update resources, we're trying to prepare our students for the future with tools from the past. It's like trying to navigate the internet with a typewriter. So, if we're serious about raising the bar in education, we need to put our money where our mouth is. It's time we stop treating education funding like an optional extra and start seeing it as the essential investment it truly is. But hey, who needs money when you've got, textbooks from the 1980s? Scene script. Who needs a house when you can live in a dorm room for the low, low price of a kidney? Let's dive into the deep end of the pool, folks. College education. Oh, what a joyous journey, filled with late nights, endless assignments, and a crippling debt that looms over you like an ominous storm cloud. In the past few decades, the cost of a college degree has skyrocketed. And I'm not talking about a gentle slope. No, 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 this is more like trying to climb Mount Everest without any oxygen tanks. The average cost of tuition and fees at a private, non-profit, four-year university has tripled since the early 1980s. And inflation? It's not even close. Now you might be thinking, but surely a degree guarantees a well-paying job, right? Well, my dear viewer, not quite. While a college degree does increase your earning potential, the student debt crisis is a formidable foe. As of now, the total student loan debt in the United States stands at a staggering $1.7 trillion. Yes, you heard it right, trillion with a T. But let's not forget the interest rates on these loans. Oh, they're just the cherry on top of this debt sundae. They can range anywhere from 2 to 14%. Now that's a whole lot of cherries. So, is college really worth the cost? That's the million-dollar question, or should I say, the $1.7 trillion question. It's a tough call. On one hand, you have the potential for higher earnings and a wider range of job opportunities. On the other, you have the burden of student loans that could take decades to pay off. As with most things in life, it's a gamble, a very expensive gamble. But hey, if you play your cards right, you might just strike gold. Or, end up living off ramen noodles for the foreseeable future. But don't worry, I hear ramen noodles are quite nutritious. Why cure cancer when you can get 1 million likes on TikTok, right? Welcome to the age of the internet where fame is just a viral video away. Who needs to spend countless hours studying, researching, and training when you can just post a video of yourself dancing in your living room and become the next big thing? There's a new career aspiration sweeping the nation, and it's not becoming a doctor, engineer, or scientist. It's being a social media influencer. The idea is simple. Gain a massive following on social media, post content regularly, and voila, you're a star. But let's think about this for a second. Imagine a world where everyone is an influencer. Who's going to build the bridges? Who's going to design the next groundbreaking technology? Or develop the next life-saving drug? Just picture it. Sorry, I can't operate on your heart today. I've got to post my daily selfie. Or, I'd love to help design the next Mars rover, but I've got to film a makeup tutorial. The world needs innovators. We need people who are dedicated to pushing boundaries, solving problems, and making our world a better place. And while being an influencer can certainly be a valid career choice for some, it's important to remember that not everyone can or should fit into that mold. So, to all the aspiring engineers, scientists, and doctors out there, we salute you. Keep studying, keep innovating, and keep making a difference. And to all the aspiring influencers, we get it. Fame is enticing. But remember, fame is fleeting, and the world needs more than just viral videos. It needs people who are willing to put in the hard work and dedication it takes to truly change the world. So go on, dream big. Whether you want to be the next big influencer or the next big innovator, just remember to stay true to yourself and your passions. After all, who needs doctors when there's WebMD? Scene script. Teachers, the brave souls who choose to educate the nation's youth in exchange for, well, not much. Ah, the educators of our nation. The ones who choose to impart knowledge, foster creativity, and build the foundation of our future generation. They're like superheroes, right? Except instead of capes and superhuman powers, they're armed with textbooks and whiteboard markers. And instead of a handsome salary, they're compensated with, well, let's just say they aren't exactly raking in the big bucks. In fact, the average starting salary for teachers in the United States is around $39,000. Yeah, you heard that right, 39 grand. To put that into perspective, it's like asking Superman to save the world for the price of a used Honda Civic. Now you might be thinking, well, they get summers off, right? Sure, but while they aren't teaching, they're often planning for the next school year, attending professional development courses, or working a second job just to make ends meet. Not exactly the breezy summer vacation you were imagining, was it? And let's not forget about the out-of-pocket expenses for classroom supplies. You'd think that in a country that prides itself on innovation and progress, we'd at least equip our educators with the basic tools they need. But no, teachers across the nation are digging into their own pockets to ensure their students have the materials necessary for learning. So, what's the impact of all this? Well, when you pay peanuts, you risk attracting squirrels. Not to say that our teachers are squirrels, of course. They're doing an incredible job despite the circumstances. But imagine how much more they could do, how much more they could inspire, if they were given the resources and compensation they truly deserve. But hey, who needs a living wage when you've got the joy of shaping young minds, right? So, after all that, what's the verdict on the US education system? Well, it's about as clear as a mud pie at a white linen picnic. Let's do a quick recap, shall we? First off, we've got the global scoreboard. And oh boy, aren't we just acing it? You know, if you flip the charts upside down, last I checked, we were cozying up with the likes of Latvia and Lithuania. No offense to our Baltic friends, but we're the United States of America. Shouldn't we be, doing a tad better? Next, let's talk about the cha-ching, or lack thereof, in our public schools. It's like someone took a look at the budget and said, you know what would be fun? Let's play a game of financial Jenga with our future. And boy, are they winning at that game. And then we have the cherry on top, the college conundrum. The price tag on a college education is more bloated than a 3-day-old roadkill. Is it worth it, you ask? Well, that's like asking if you'd like your heartbreak served now or later. But wait, there's more. Today's aspiring students aren't dreaming of being the next Einstein or Marie Curie. Oh no, they're aiming for the glitz and glamour of being social media influencers. Because who needs to cure diseases or explore space when you can get millions of likes for a duck-face selfie? And let's not forget our teachers, the brave souls navigating this educational Titanic. They're paid like they're running a lemonade stand, not shaping the leaders of tomorrow. So, what's the verdict? I'd say we're in a bit of a pickle. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. After all, the US education system is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Maybe we'll pull out a Nobel laureate or two from the mix. Well, at least we're number 1 at being number 27. Keep up the good work, America.